Okay, so I'm going to go through a little bit more in-depth version of once you have your player on farm, what you really do, what my method would be, quote unquote, my opinion of best strats for leveling this the fastest and most efficient. Um, Also, apologies, I'm chewing on Tums right now. It's late, so I'm going to be chewing on that for the next minute or two. Um, Anyways, if you're not level 17 farming yet, which is required to start the player on farm, come back here, just dig the manure, or go do regular allotment runs. This is probably the easiest because it's the least confusing. But this will get you to 20, about level 17 in about 20 to 30 minutes. When you're done, come over here, talk to Granny. Um, Granny's going to put you through a tutorial, which is extremely easy. Um, Also, if you don't have the wiki pulled up at all times, the wiki is freaking amazing. The player on farm wiki. Where's my bar? Player on farm wiki. It is amazing. Here's the tutorial in a nutshell. Um, you talk to Granny. She's gonna send you back here to pick up her yak. You bring it back to her. You buy stuff from her. The deed. She'll give you two rabbits. You put them in this pen over here. You do some stuff with building it and growing them, putting their food inside. Make sure that you talk to her to advance time instead of waiting. I mean, unless you want to, there's no point in that, but you can talk to her, she'll advance time. Take the rabbits out. You put them up here into the breeding pen, and then you'll get a little baby sooner than later. So now you have a baby that you sell. So you end up with two rabbits up here that are breeding rabbits. So that's the very first step. So also, I'm gonna have this Excel sheet right here that gonna kind of be a little guide for what steps we're going to go through. And it's mostly going to be breed by, etc. Um, Here's some random math I did. So you now have your rabbits. You've done the tutorial. Now you're going to breed your rabbits. So you have these two rabbits in here. At first, you can only breed animals in this breeding pen over here. So as you get new rabbits, I would check back probably every 30 minutes. Let's refer to the wiki for how long it takes these guys to breed. So breeding success. Um, Animals don't always breed on every single tick, but rabbits they have a chance of breeding every 5 minutes and a 40% chance to breed, which means on average you'll get a little rabbit every 12 minutes. So if you want to be the most efficient, come back every 5 minutes. That's actually not the most efficient, but if you might get a rabbit. Um, if you want to be the most efficient, like overall, just come back every 25 minutes. I just come back every 30 minutes, just like set a timer or for 25 minutes, whatever. But if you come back exactly every 25 minutes, you might come back too soon. So we'll leave that there. So as you get babies, this pen up here will hold four. So you have a breeding pair, which is two. You get two babies. You grab them and you put them in here. It takes, now let's check growth times. We're not going to be so detailed every single time. Well, we might be a little bit detailed, but we will have these already pulled up every time. It takes 21 minutes to go from baby to adolescent. Well, baby to right here, sorry, 12 minutes. So basically, if you're lucky, as you're pulling babies out, you're putting them in here, and these are adolescents, your other ones, and you put them in here. So what I did is I started with two. I got two babies, put them in here. I come back, I got another two babies. I take the two babies, put them in here, pull up my two adolescents, and I sell them immediately. Don't ever sell anything younger than adolescent or older than adolescent unless for some reason you have 1 minute until reset and you just want to get your beans, then sell whatever you want. But like otherwise, you don't have any reason for that. So we're just continuing this method. We're going to continue this method of grabbing animals and putting them into these other side pens, like all of these other side pens, until we can breed in pens, okay? So if you don't understand what we're doing, rewind. We're pulling animals out of here as they breed and throwing them in here, always leaving the breeding pairs in here. Babies go from here to here. So we're going to do this basically until we can farm chickens. Chickens are at level 28. And chickens, all you have to do is they cost 25 beans each, which is one chicken. Selling one chicken is worth one or two beans more than one egg. So as soon as you can breed chickens, which is honestly, you can probably hit 28 in the first day. Before you even finish your 12 chickens, you might hit, I mean, your 12 rabbits. You can sell 12 rabbits a day. Before you finish 12 rabbits, you probably can breed chickens. So you just go buy two chicken eggs. These chicken eggs can be male or female, so you might have to buy multiple. And you buy until you have a male and a female pair. What do you do with the extras? Well, you're so smart. You throw them in here to age. Then you put the two male females in here to age. They're going to start off as eggs just like your other ones. But once they hit adult, then you can start breeding them. So let's see. To not have any wasted time, second pen. One thing that I would actually do at this point, as soon as you can, do at any point between chickens is small pen 2, build, buy plus build. I'll get this other pen, and so basically, as soon as you can do chickens, you put a couple chickens in here to age, and you're still pumping out rabbits. One thing that's huge, huge, huge when growing your farm at the beginning is if you have rabbits in your pens or any other small animals that breed very quickly, even if you don't have somebody to sell them to, one, you can put a stock in your bank for the next day. And then two, if you already have a stock or you don't want to do that because you're going to get enough for tomorrow anyways, you can get them as old as possible to elder stage and then you throw them on the ground and release them into the wild. That's just pure XP. That's what I would do. If you are selling more than 12 animals a day, which is easy to do even with just these two breeding pairs, because you're getting two babies. Um, you within the space of a few hours, you can get enough babies to sell for the day, and then you just keep coming back every 30 minutes and doing the same thing, and just getting pure XP. It takes no time. So moving on. I'm almost high enough to get chickens. I'm gonna buy this small pen. I can do chickens. I'm going to buy a couple, put them in my second small pen while continuing to breed rabbits, bunnies. As soon as I can do chickens, I'm going to put my bunnies into my bank and I'm going to start doing chickens. Before, now our goal still, let's do this. 1,000 beans. Our main goal right now is 1,000 beans. The reason is because we want to be able to breed in small pens. But what we're coming up on is we're about to get sheep because our chickens are giving us how many beans? How many beans? Beans. Chickens are going to sell for 40 beans. It's not double, but it's a good amount more than rabbits. Um, so we're going to be pumping out 40 per. That's not going to get us. It's still going to take us 2 days. Let's do some rough math because it's late and my brain just doesn't wanna. 25, yeah, so 2 days. Well, two and a half, because you can do 12 chickens. Rip. You can do 12 chickens a day, so that's 2.5 days. But you already did some rabbits too, so you're not gonna hit your 1,000 beans in the first day. It's probably gonna take you 3 days until you're breeding in small pens. Um, and you're probably going to end up breeding sheep before you even get to that point, which you're gonna have to drop a little bit more beans into. You're gonna have to buy medium pen 2, and you're gonna have to invest in a couple of sheep. So that's gonna be 60, 210 beans. You're gonna want pen medium pen 1. Let's say medium pen 1 before you can do that. Um, and same thing, you're just gonna do that before you can do sheep. At 35, you're gonna buy sheep. Our main goal, let's change this so we don't have any confusion, because we have all these little sub goals in here, but I'm just gonna doing this on the fly. We're not gonna talk about little sub goals. We're just kind of going on the fly. You're gonna build your medium pen while you're doing chickens in here. Oh shoot, we gotta breed chickens, my guys. Oh, buy chickens, breed chickens. That's what that means. That's awkward. Um, you're gonna buy this and you're gonna build it. And then you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna put your sheep in here, let them age. As soon as they're aged, swap out, pull the chickens out, put them in your bank. Um, in between, um, in between, let's see, I don't know what I'm saying. So swap out, put the chickens in the bank. You shouldn't have anything in here unless you had babies that are taken to adolescence that you're gonna sell here. Now your main goal every single day is to get your sheep and grow them. Sheep are going to be a little bit more complicated. They sell for 80, so it's twice of what a chicken is. Um, where's our sheep? They have 100, so 2-hour breeding rate. So the odds of you getting all of your sheep sold in one day are not going to be very high. So most efficient strategy at this point is to actually start off with your chickens in the beginning of the day, and go through all 12 and then put your sheep in and get more sheep. So breed the sheep as you go. Same thing, you're gonna get sheep, get baby sheep, put them in here. And again, you're probably gonna get maybe 3 sheep a day if you're as efficient as possible. And you have 2 days to sell, I think, 8 sheep. So you're probably never gonna use your sheep quota until you can breed inside your medium pen. So we're gonna say that at this stage, we're actually gonna breed chickens primarily, and then breed sheep is a second priority. And if you do this method, you're gonna pretty quick get up to the point where you have 1K beans. Things are about to freaking get exciting, okay? Because once you hit 1K beans, things are gonna get just start flying off the handle. Um, okay. So say that you do this, it's gonna take you probably 3 days to get to the point where you can do by the in-pen breeding. But now that you do that, you're gonna pull your chickens back out and you put 2 chickens here for breeding, and probably would have had you um, save 1 pair. So now you should have it. If you save 1 pair within the space of this next day, this is gonna take 1 day probably. This is probably taking 1 to 2 days. Now you have a pair. You put 1 chicken pair here, 1 chicken pair here. You buy that thing for 1K beans. You already have this pen. Now you're going to be pumping chickens out like crazy. You're going to be getting your 12 so fast. You're probably going to be getting 24 a day if you're coming consistently. And that's, again, all the extra are just pure XP for you. Um, you might already, I mean, legitimately be. What's our next step? Um, where's my farm button? This is killing me. There we go. Animals. So the next step is 49. Yeah, so we might not be the cows just yet, but we're getting freaking close. Your level should really be close to 50. I would be surprised if you weren't at 50 after 3 days if you were doing this efficiently. But you bought the in pen, so now you have chickens breeding here, selling them. Now keep your sheep in here full time. And now things get a lot more streamlined. Our new goal is now this one, in pen breeding for medium. And you're just going to continue doing this, and you will definitely hit cows before or hit level 50 before you get 3k beans, just like we did before. So cows were like roughly around 50, I don't remember. Um, but you're going to do the same thing. Buy large. You actually no, I don't think. Oh yeah, large pen one is really cheap. So buy large pen one plus build it. Uh, and then buy cows, grow cows. So your same thing. You're still just breeding sheep, breeding chickens. And now you're gonna buy the cows and grow the cows, and then you swap the cows, breed the. You're gonna kind of do the same thing. You're gonna breed. I don't know how the timing works for this anymore, but at this point, you're going to just again, your chickens are growing. Now maybe let's see, bank the sheep, breed all the cows. So we're not going to do the exact same thing. We're not going to do like we did with the chicken sheep combination. You're just going to breed cows because cows bring in so many beans. Your sheep can wait for a minute, and as soon as you can, you're going to buy the medium pen breeding, which then you're going to do the same thing. Now you're going to be breeding chickens, sheep, cows. But we're going to get fancy. It might not be sheep anymore because at this point I can almost guarantee you that you can do spiders. Um, this is like a week or so in. This really isn't taking very long actually. Oh, wrong button. Animals. Oh, rip. Oh, we can do chinchompas. You can do chinchompas probably the day or day after you can do cows, and your life will change. Chinchompas are amazing. So let's see. Let's get rid of this. Bank sheep, breed all cows. Yes. But now we're gonna swap chickens for chinchompas. And that's at level. My levels here are kind of getting a little wonky because I haven't really formatted this at all. So we're doing cows, and let's see. So cows are actually 49, like I thought. Um, swap chickens for chinchompas at level 54. Da, 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 da. And also, so one note, if you're gonna go to Chinchompas, then you can buy those from. This is like a little booster method for this. If you have the money, or if you have nice clanmates, go get clanmates to give you cows and sheep, and or buy them and sell them at adolescent stage for extra beans. That will help boost your farm speed, like how your like actual player on farm, a ton. So that's just one thing to consider, that you have that option if you're not an Ironman to go buy some of these. Um, if I was really trying to do this the fastest and I wanted to spend a little bit of money for it, I would definitely buy some cows for the first time I have the chance. I would buy cows, and I would also probably buy a few sheep because that's gonna get my beans up way quick. It definitely faster. There's if you fill your quota of cows and sheep as soon as possible, that's you can't do that on your own at the beginning until you have in-pen breeding. So definitely will help. Same thing for chinchompas. I would buy chinchompas though from people because those aren't something that you can buy from Granny anymore. Now that we're done with these first animals, you can't buy anything else from Granny that's going to help you. So that said, moving on. We're now using Chinchompas, which are extremely amazing XP. Um, they are one that you may not fill your daily quota until the second day, just because you'll have some babies, like in quote unquote incubating overnight. in which case the next day you might get a quota. So you might not fill your quota except for like every other day for the Chinchampas. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But Chinchampas are insane XP. I have Chincham. I don't. Oh, I don't have any to pull out right now. But they're amazing XP. And you basically will do Chinchampas the rest of the way, all the way to 99. Chins to 99. So that's one goal right there. Now that we have that, we have chickens, sheep, and cows. But we just changed chickens out for chins. Breed chins, sheep, and cows. And I'm going to guess. Let's see. Cows, how many beans are you worth? Cows are worth 170. You're gonna get spiders. Swap sheep for spiders. Same thing. You're gonna have to buy some spiders off of people. Oh, I already assumed that we're gonna have medium pen breeding. I don't think we have this yet. I don't think we're gonna have that yet. I mean, get it as soon as you can. If you get any of these beforehand because you like boosted by buying animals or something, then obviously just follow the steps as close as possible. But you're gonna swap sheep for spiders at this point, and we're breeding in pens. So now you're just breeding pure cows in large pen. Um, so the breeding pen, sorry. I mean, I don't even have to type it. At this point, you're just gonna be breeding the cows in the large pen and everything else in their medium pens. So you're also going to need to buy and build it. You're also one thing to keep in mind with these pens is there are construction requirements for some of these things. None of them are very high, like at all. None of them are high. You should be able to get the construction level off of just like normal planks. Sorry, I'm scrolling around randomly. Pen. So the highest you will need is 60, and that I can promise you is not hard to get. I've done it multiple times on Ironman. Did not take any time at all. Um, these are things to keep in mind that I'm not keeping in mind. Why does my format keep changing? That's annoying. That is extremely annoying. I'm gonna pull this to my other screen so I can at least see it. Make sure I didn't mess anything up. So, to have a small pen for small animals, this is oh, that's perfect. That takes level 28, so that's actually exactly on pace. Um, by medium pen 1, that requires 35, so that's perfect because it's on pace with chickens. By medium pen 2, you're going to be level 64 farming. Put that over here. Large pens was when you could do cows, so it's 49. Beautiful the way these things add up the way they do. Um, cool. So now you have medium pen, large pen. Get bank chest whenever you want. It's very convenient, but there is a bank down here. So if you're trying to rush this, don't get the bank chest until you basically have yaks, which we are coming up on very quickly. At this point, so I'm gonna assume that your farm level is around 64. Because we have cows, we have spiders. Now let's see. And also, just in case anybody cares or is critiquing this in any way, I probably will redo this eventually with my own steps that I did. I'm going to do this on an Ironman. I did it on my hardcore, and then he died. So maybe I'll just get it on an Ironman and start doing this. But I'll redo it anyways with way more in-depth strats. But this is still probably going to be pretty good to follow no matter what. So we have spiders though. I guess we just got spiders here, so that's why we got pen 2. And so same exact thing. So we are just going to continue breeding chins Oh, now we're doing spiders. Spiders and cows. And then we're going to swap cows. Are you seeing the pattern here? I mean, if you don't see the pattern here, we have three more animals left. So if you don't see the pattern yet, then you're I don't want to say you're blind, but come on. There's a very easy pattern for player on farm. Swap your cows for your yaks. Continue to breed these things. Level 71. And then so here's one that's a kind of a clincher. Uh, the Zygomite that we're coming up on. Zygomite is an audible. Here's a 30-second spiel on Zygomites. They eat mushrooms. Every single form of mushroom is expensive. Let's pull out some of these. Morchella and freak. There we go. So these, oh, there's actually one more. Uh, is that it? There we go. So here's the main, I think, I don't know, I might be generalizing. Here's the main forms of mushrooms that you have at your disposal. Here is what they cost. So every animal generally, like on generally, like at least with zygomites, I only know this because zygomites. I've actually checked every animal. I ignore their food. I don't pay attention to how much they eat every day. Zygomites eat around 23 mushrooms a day. And that's still at the end of the day, they're still getting hungry. So that is roughly 46K a day, and that's still with them getting hungry and getting cursed if you do the cheapest stuff. If you can maintain that with your coin, it's honestly not a lot, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass. Then go ahead and use Mortmeyer fungus as their form of food. If you have access to the Ark, and I believe have like 88 farming at this point. If you have 88 farming, I don't think at this point you do because we're just now pretending that we're getting Zygomites at 81. Is that what this was? 81. Then you don't have high enough to go to the Ark and get shrooms. But once you hit 88, you can use an Admiral Pi or maybe even 87 and boost to Ark level so that you can get Ark shrooms and use Woo shrooms as your new form of food. Same thing. This will give you passive XP as you. It's not passive, it's AFK XP, but it's totally terrible. It's like 32k per hour. Um, but you'll get food for your zygomites and save money. But that 1 hour that you spent getting those mushrooms, unless you have the time to AFK, you probably could have done anything else to get 500k for that hour and then bought 250 of these, which you're not going to get 250 of these in that hour. So there's Zygomites. Zygomites are going to be worth it to get rid of our spiders, but you got to have a method to feed them. So this is at this point, Zygomites are a big question mark. If you can do it, definitely do it. I'm going to assume moving forward that you did Zygomites. If you can't or don't want to mess with the feeding, then continue with spiders. That's what all it's going to be. So finishing this up, really what this comes down to is also but if you are questioning my spider choice in my own thing because I'm level 98, I am working on finishing my breeding log. Um, So that's why I don't have mine. I have some of the Zygomites. Anyways, I'm not pushing for 99. I'll hit 99 within a week, it looks like. Um, anyways, so now you have Zygomites, and you have two pens. You're just going to continue breeding, and now your goal after we finished here, this was our goal the whole time. 7 freaking K beans. Once you get this, and this is going to take actually, if I remember correctly, uh, you should by the time you have it shouldn't take you more than like another 1 or 2 days before you get 7,000 beans. After you've gotten yaks, it is so fast. But the reason why we're going for 7K beans is because we're going for large pen breeding. Um, and we're gonna get this before we even get large pen 2. It's just not worth it. Unless you're noticing your cows or your yaks aren't growing quite fast enough for just your one pen, but I believe they will because you shouldn't be pumping out too many from the breeding pair over there. Um, so continue breeding chins, zygos, yaks, and then buy large pen breeding. Okay, now you are roughly around, so this is 81. Um, I think we skipped a step actually with the yaks. We went to yaks. Oh, yaks were 71. Okay, did yaks, zygos. Okay. Now this things are gonna slow down a little bit level wise, because getting to 92 just feels like it takes forever. But I'm gonna guess this is gonna be around 85. And then uh dragons at 92. And you're just gonna do the same thing. This is the farm. It is just a straight um it's super straightforward. Okay, there's nothing else to it. You get your large pen, you get dragons, and at this point, like maybe you'll get a large pen 2, and then dragons, maybe large pen 2. After you have large pen breeding, this is gonna be at like level 87. It takes no time. This is weird because I'm doing this in levels, but I should be doing it in time. But I don't know the exact time, and it depends on your method too. So time is kind of irrelevant because this is just general strategy. You do it however fast you want. Large pen 2, get dragons, breed dragons, chins, and zygos. And you just, so this is what your everything's going to look like. You're going to have dragons here, chins, zygos, dragons, zygos, chins. I mean, not chins, wow, dragons. And that's what your everything looks like. And that will be you basically just maintain that until 99, and it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. Yeah. Once you have dragons, if it makes you feel better, 92 to 99 is roughly 500k plus farming a day if you're maintaining all of your animals and stuff. It is extremely fast. That means that that's a like less. That's 2 weeks from 92 to 99 AFK. Anyways, that's what I would do. I wouldn't fuss with any of the other random crap unless you have a reason to. Noted produce makes it really nice, but I wouldn't really bother with it until you have either 2 medium pens or are working on large animals, probably yaks. Just because yaks are really where your beans start to fly. Then once you get dragons, you end up with so many beans you don't know what to do with because you own almost everything. I wouldn't worry about the storm barn deeds really until later. There's nothing in here I would fuss with. Get these when you need them. Don't worry about these. Don't worry about these. Don't worry about farmhands until after you have dragons. That's just that easy. And the seasonalizer wheel, I literally spent 200,000 beans before I even bought it. You only need it for your farming. Your is it called? Yeah, for your breeding log. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Um, so that's how I would do it if I was to do this over again. I will I'm gonna keep track in depth of how I do it on an Ironman or a hardcore Ironman, and I shall update accordingly. But there you go, freaking freaking A.